Manners respect people, manners respect. Manners respect people, manners respect. We here again, people. We here with our next educational program. Okay, so I was going over some information from yesterday. Why I'm gonna tell you say yesterday was a day of understanding for real. Cause again it's the stuff that mama look upon that's not sensationalism. Are not like things that are not headline and TikTok story and them stuff there. What I'm trying to look at is us as a human living amongst the human race. How we better ourselves, how we uplift ourselves, how do we continue? If we now look to improve ourselves, right? And all of this stuff is so important to a growth because I say we're technologically advancing, right? If you compare um cell phone from the first time cell phone come out until now, pretty much cell phone as advanced, so cell phone actually all a dictate to you, okay? But for us, we still depend the same nonsense, not understanding each other, not respecting each other, can't conversate, can't communicate. It just have to be an argument. It just have to be the worst thing when not help we. And at that we gravitate to. We love the fact that we can't advance with what we're doing, but keep on doing the same thing we can't make we advance. And then the divide between all of us. We can't agree with nothing. Nothing we can't agree upon, you know. That's one of the biggest thing. Always so divided. We just want to say, oh, you come from Trinidad, me come from Jamaica, you come from Guyana, so that is enough for us not to get along, not to be solution to whatever problem comes our way. Right? That's it's just, me just a look upon it and I say, what kind of madness this? What kind of madness this? So yesterday was um Professor Griff was highlighting um somebody's reasoning from on YouTube about the Kendrick Lamar halftime show, NFL halftime show, right? And this lady broke it down in a sense so you can understand. Now, I played it, and them tell me say because it's violation, copyright violation, because my play our speech, but I didn't play it through me. I played it through somebody else. So all of them look at things that we have to watch out for. My happy says she have her own things where she can actually um have control over who play our stuff or who reshare our stuff. I don't have a problem with that, because if you can protect your brand or your whatever you're trying to build, I wouldn't want nobody could use my SaaS name to create the next brand without my permission. I wouldn't give somebody a permission like that. So everything we own, we have the right to it first. It wasn't like me being critical of her. It was me sharing sharing her thoughts on on the things that she view. Right. So this is how I end up with the hero yesterday. So I found her thing yesterday. All right. Before I continue a little bit, let me explain. Okay, so the person who did the review, her name is GF Speaks Z. So it's GFSPEAKZ Speaks. All right. So I reached out to her and I told her that I saw her speech through uh, Professor Griff and what she had to say. Now, some I love read already. So what I did was just play what she had to say. So for what mother like to do is find. Guys, the reason why I crashed out. Okay, so that's her. GF Speaks. So I tried to find it earlier, the speech that we Professor Griff was talking about, and I did find it. It's a lengthy speech, and I wanted to find it myself and read it myself, because remember Professor Griff did cut out some part of it because him did press for time, right? And I found it and I was reading it. I wanted to add it to my collection, which means I wanted to read it for myself. I found it this morning. I googled it from yesterday, and I found it. And again, that's how I came up with Nina Simone and find out her history, right? So Nina Simone was one of the first original, let me say, I don't think she was a radical. I think she was a shiro, right? Because when she see injustice, that's what she speak out for. And a lot of the stuff that she did, okay, the song that she did that put her in that position, right? So, so when we listen to everything and how everybody was saying Kendrick Lamar was the hero, and this lady came out and saying, look, the real heroes are the people who don't get no recognition. The people that will toil, them work, them break barriers, them do so much things to better our life, right? So when we look upon a hero, it's for us to find a real hero. One of the things we keep on saying is, how is it that we have to use entertainers as role models? That's one of the biggest issues that did happen when um dancehall artists wanted to do a program at the schools them, and them say she is not a good role model. And again, why is it always have to be entertainers who are a role model? All of them people when we go through and find, right? These people are educators. This is um the first person when me say is a I thought was said out of everything is an entertainer was Louise Bennett. And she was a poet, right? She was a poet. And then when me find when yesterday when I did Nina Simone and find out all of them stuff about her. Me tell us me just my heart, everything just feels so good knowing that there's real heroes. Okay, so I just have to read because I tell you me love read. I love to read. I read more for read this yesterday, but I say what I do like I'd accomplish two things. I give Professor Griff a highlight, right? And then and I did go into Nina Simone history, right? So I don't know how I can take out the part there yesterday and continue with the lesson. Okay, so this is she. This is this is the author. So as we proceed, Welcome to Threadings, the newsletter and podcast in which I explore the seams that keep my world from fraying apart. Recently, I poked my head out of my chronically offline hermit shell existence at the same time that Beyonce did. Something? A Netflix show? Football? Something? I've divested from art that makes me itch to see money as the way to liberation, and I'm not regressing on that. So forgive my ignorance. I do, however, see a familiar cycle of conversation reinvigorate itself, and I want to throw some ink in the ring. No 2 cents in this, people. Our ink, that me always I say right pan white, right? Okay, as we proceed, as we proceed. Okay. What I'm here to write about today is a recurrent discourse we have about the black artists and the devices they use to make themselves marketable across audience and ways we allow ourselves to be taken for a fool, lapping that crap up. She used a different word for that. Because everyone wants to be Nina Simone, nobody wants to sing Mississippi Goddam. Because Mississippi Goddam was a revolutionary song or a protest song. How about that then? It was a protest song when she sang it, and we did all of the history with her yesterday. Let's roll back time. It's 1964 in the United States of America. The existence of the country looking dicey as it is. March specifically. This month, Cassius Clay was rejected his slave name and Don Muhammad Ali, given to him by Elijah Muhammad. See, so Elijah Muhammad and Muhammad Ali. I tell you, paths cross all over in a few history of the Nation of Islam. It's the same month that Nelson Mandela was sentenced to life in prison, that Malcolm X resigned from the Nation of Islam, and the very same month that Lyndon B. Johnson, having taken the presidency after Kennedy's assassination just months before, signed the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Nina Simone, a breakout star at the top of the decade, has been captivating audiences in live shows on television and has organically grown to the top of the charts. And that's the next thing, right? There was no commercial and there's no people like helping you promote your brand. Now we have Instagram, we have all of these platforms where I can go tweet out my product. And it doesn't mean say you go get the sale where you want, because for me, my main objective is sales, not likes and clicks and all of them things there, right? Sales is a key component of any business. So for her, being organic, that means that she get one customer, two customer, or like clients and stuff like that. That's how you grow. Also, I want to thank the people that will subscribe to my YouTube channel. Come I say, one like it's growing, right? Remember I said me this, me did only have what 56. So that's a one thing I have to give a shout out to. Okay. Her voice is distinctive, blooming, grating. It sticks with you. You hear it on the radio as news from the Vietnam War rolls in between songs to cheer you up, reminding you of love, lust, the blues. There's a new Nina Simone song that she sang for the first time in February of 1964. February again. uh, and she born in a February too. February 19th. People, tell us me I learn. I remember when me learn. Okay, in February of 1964. In March, just 1 month later, she performed it to a mostly white crowd at the Carnegie Hall, a venue she had always dreamed of occupying. Though, as a girl, she wanted to be the first black female classical pianist to play Carnegie, and she was there. However, there was nothing classical about it. Nina Simone, known as the High Priestess of Soul, decided to do something prolific. To do something prolific black music artists had not done. Had not. So, which they still means they had not done it. Which there were plenty of at the time. Motown was a worldwide phenomenon. Soul music, Negro music was topping charts everywhere. The only thing more widely sung and loved was the Beatles, those sweet buffoons. You had Aretha Franklin, Gladys Knight, Diana Ross, and the Supreme. You had Etta James and Otis Redding and James Brown. Etta James, I heard that name before, so I have to go put it down now. You know of James Brown, you know of Otis Redding. Etta James. Nobody was writing, singing, or performing anything like Mississippi Goddamn. So pretty much them are CF music, which means you know offend nobody, right? For one, most of those soul giants were focused on what was straightforward and lucrative. In and outside Motown Records, most successful black recording artists had no desire to bite the hand that fed them. Simone herself puts it well when describing the necessity of silencing, navigating her childhood during the Jim Crow South. To break the silence meant a confrontation with the white people of the town. And the price for that confrontation, she asserts, was death, murder. That cost was standardized across every means of black existence we had. Your able body, your home, your career, your social life, the price of confrontation was death, straightforward success. Money, Academy Awards, glamour, televised performance, all that depended on making sure to keep quiet about all the bodies in the trees, on the street, noosed and beaten with billy clubs and blown to bits. A note from author Ismat to Gwendolyn. ISMATU. Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn or Gwendolyn. Okay. Maybe it's because I grew up poor. The only thing I aspired to was regular meals. But I've always found black capitalism unflinchingly paradoxical. Its contradiction. A reliance on the paper or digital money that was once insured by our literal physical fungible bodies. People were the original capital under capitalism. But now we are meant to believe that acquisition of those same US notes of currency made of cotton, the jokes write themselves. Picking cotton. Oh, people. The jokes right themselves remains the highest aspiration of freedom to strive for. That's what I get from listening to the music, watching the press of the time, and even the press now. Better to be alive and successful rather than beaten up in those messes down south. Best revenge is your paper and all of that. Makes my ass itch personally. This woman is tough. This lady is tough. And she's just saying what's on her mind and how she feel. That me say. How you feel is up to you. Nobody can take your feelings from you. Right? You guys can have similar feelings. Like, I go outside, everybody cool, but everybody cool on a different level. Because everybody dress differently. Right? However, lots of Negroes were sick of suffering under poverty. Some of those Negroes had gotten two proper nickels to rub together and make something of themselves. And they weren't trying to screw that up. I get it. And so, nobody was singing Mississippi Goddam. There was, of course, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud, but not yet. That wasn't until 1968. Atrocity, atrocious, atrocity, atrocious, atrocity after atrocity descending from white reactionary settlers until their enslaved subordinate. How dare you reach for sovereignty, black masses, and everyone was thinking it. But no one said it, and certainly no one sang it. No one was going to risk the sort of career debt, fiscal debt, social debt that comes with confrontation like that. No one, of course, but the bold, the abused, the angry Eunice Wayman, on stage known as superstar Nina Simone. And you know, so she changed her name to Nina Simone, so our family them couldn't recognize her or sing them type of music there. You see, we did have we standard did I know. Our standard it was high. She said the name of this tune is called Mississippi Goddam, and I mean every word. That's the thing. You can't say it if you don't mean it, you know. You can't say it if you don't mean it. Well, you can't say it if you don't mean it, but people are gonna know say you don't mean it. Okay. Promotional records sent out of this track were returned to the studio, smashed in two. The song was banned in multiple states across the South. Nina Simone was threatened regularly with her life. Eh? She did live till 72 years of age, right? And the very fact that she have to leave the country. But as we we are continuing right here. By white supremacist domestic terrorist group, if she continued to sing this song. And yet, on she sang. All of her music in this time period became protest music. All of it. All of it. She stopped singing about lovers and blue and loves and blues and easy baby. What have you what have yous? Easy baby, what have yous? She sang music written by Langston Hughes, including Backlash Blues, which had lyrics against the Vietnam War draft. She wrote music for Lorraine Hansberry's play To Be Young, Gifted, and Black. Hansberry were the dearest, Simone and Hansberry were the dearest of friends. Okay, so audio from What Happened, Miss Simone. Nina is on stage, 1969. reciting a poem by David Nelson, part of the black nationalist poet activist group, The Last Poet. She wears a V-neck yellow dress and braids, honeycombed up, complete with big metal earrings. She asks a multi generational black crowd if they're ready. Are you ready to do what is necessary to do? Are you ready to kill if necessary? Are you ready to do what you have to do to create life? Are you ready to smash white things? Are you ready to build black things? One thing that every good empire needs is a clear, peaceful plan of succession. Motown had that. The baton was passed down delicately, swiftly through the Jackson family to the Carters, and now the current class of young, gifted superstar black women rappers are being groomed for takeover. Smooth, easy, lucrative succession. Always radical enough in messaging, in symbolism, to be able to appeal to the ever toiling black masses. Decidedly never radical enough to bite on the hands that feed them. White executives within the business of music ownership and distribution, and white consumers who bought their records. The revolutionaries of the last Civil War, the fight to establish the Republic of New Africa within the United States, simply could not plan for peaceful succession while engaging in armed struggle for the birth of a sovereign nation. How? How do you convince your children, your children's children, hell, even yourself, that all the fighting, blood and dine was worth continuing for? There's no retirement plan for revolutionaries. You simply have to pray for whichever God you fear that the desire to take up that cursed mantle will infect someone down the line, like a virus, a parasite that crazes you enough to want to take everything that you touch, your home, your clothes, your kids, your food, your blood, your movement, your body, your sanity, everything. You stake everything, touch on the chance of some true freedom, rather than this shanty game we all play, where everyone never speaks to true confrontation to the rules of the game. Simone asserted that the duty of an artist is to reflect the times. Below is a quotation from her interview with Black Journal, originally running in 1969. An artist's duty, as far as I'm concerned, is to reflect the times. I think that is true of painters, sculptors, poets, musicians. As far as I'm concerned, some concern it's their choice, but I choose to reflect the times and the condition in which I find myself. That to me is my duty. And at this critical time in our lives when everything is so desperate, when every day is a matter of survival, I don't think you can help but be involved. Young people, black and white, know this. That's why they are so involved with politics. We will shape and mold this country, or it will not be molded and shaped at all anymore. So I don't think you have a choice. How can you be an artist and not reflect the times? That to me is the definition of an artist. Simone 1969. I want to point to something that she said. I choose to reflect the times and situation in which I find myself. Not every black artist found themselves in revolution, among maybe floating above, but they certainly did not choose to be in it. Eunice Wayman, with the power and the stage of Nina Simone, chose to be a revolutionary. She performed Mississippi Goddam at the Selma March, the Martin Luther King Jr. looking at her in the front row crowd, the National Guard equipped with guns on either side. Simone chose to perform for women despite the widespread controversy. She chose her fight. She chose her struggles. She committed to it 100%, and she lived with the consequences of that choice. After after deplatforming The limiting of your star, of watching your friends be murdered, of living to be the one of the last standing from a breath of history where everything could have worked out different. Do you know how disconcerting it is, how maddening it is to live every day for a birth of a new world and receive a stillborn? What do you do? Where do you go? Where is safety? Where is freedom? Everyone wants to be Nina Simone with their Pan African flags hanging listlessly in their music videos and their fight songs about freedom being used for the next president of the United States of America. Absolutely no one wants to sing Mississippi Goddam. That's just it, isn't it? We have arrived at the reason I wrote an essay madly, maniacally, 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 in one sitting with a busted finger to boot. So she says, I draw some paper and I fling on some writing on it with her broke finger. I have seen critic after critic that our contemporary, okay, I have seen critic after critic that our contemporary black artists do a poor job of reflecting the times. I think we're liars. These artists are reflecting the times. We just don't care for our own reflection. I said this is a TikTok that got slapped down by the algorithm overseers. The sound banned immediately for some violation of community guidelines. Side note, it always it always interests me who I am and I'm not allowed to bite on with that app. Queen Elizabeth II, Henry Kissinger and Beyonce Knowles Carter all off limits. Can't write better jokes. I placed the audio of that TikTok at the beginning of this read, but I wanted to highlight those ending these we love the taste of artificial radicalism because in the position of cultural and monetary power and authority, most of us would do the exact same thing. So what she's saying, even though we're criticizing these people who have all of this money who's not making any difference in society, if we are in that same position, we wouldn't look upon it no difference. Because we'd look upon it and say we'll make millions of dollars. Why would we want to mess up millions of dollars? So we can fight for who? Who are we fighting for? Power does not corrupt. And that me always I say no when people say um absolute power corrupt. My manners and respect. When them said absolute power corrupt, me said me can't I could never figure that out. I could never figure that out. Because for we parents them did have ultimate power over we. For we parents could have bust with us whenever them want. But they never abuse we. This is what I'm talking about. There's a big difference between abuse and discipline. You see, it's like everything become one, so we can't understand the difference. We don't talk about the difference with anything. It's like all of we are the same, and that's how it works. But when you look at it, everybody want them individualism. Everybody wants to fight for them individualism. Okay. So all of them people, you can't mess around with them people when you go on TikTok, when you go on all of these shows, these platforms. That's why I say them platform and I belong to we. We for we content go on the platform them, the people them get them money off of the content them and then they give you back a little change. I'm telling you, these are all the things that we not pay attention to. We don't pay attention to it. Okay. Power does not corrupt. It clarifies. Beyonce knows Carter and her husband, Sean Carter, are the monarchs in reign of the black music industry at the moment. I fully acknowledge their legendary contributions to culture, to music, and to the artists who comes after them, inspired by them. One of my own first major cultural memories was watching the Crazy in Love music video on MTV at my cousin's house. The legacy is magnificent and full of the same contradictions we face in our lives here. Outside of the glittering power and perceptions of the rich and famous. Example, Miss Carter rightfully received criticism for her company, Ivy Park's use of slave laborers to make clothes she charges triple digit USD figures for. How is that acceptable from someone that markets herself as a feminist? How is that acceptable for someone who highlights how much Beyonce trademark would not be able to happen if it were not for her team? Or are those seamstresses not considered part of our team? Dr. CBS, Dr. Charizy Burden Stelly makes incredible critiques of Western capitalism, particularly black girls' boss Western capitalism feminism, in which freedom always mean money. And it always mean money for the working class. For the upper working class in the Western world, it never means even economic liberation. For those in the third world, that servant class, because the first world working class depends on being able to step on those in the third world serving class to be able to ideate girl boss feminism in the first world. Ah. So it's like it's a circle of one don't realize it. You can't be on top and nobody be at the bottom. So what if there's no top or bottom? I see right through history, separation is so important. It's so important. So we have a figure like Beyonce Knowles Carter who highlights the importance of her team, who constantly talks about her mother, who's a seamstress, when she would never allow her mother to work in the conditions that Ivy Park seamstresses seamstresses slave in. For example, digit US figure leggings. How is that acceptable? And also, how many of us have bought brand new fast fashion in the last year, knowing how much exploitation goes into the making of Western consumable garments? How are we different? I understand that we have less power, but power does not change you, nor does it galvanize you to do better. Power does not corrupt, it clarifies. And this lady keep on stressing that. I'm like the fact say, we need to understand this. We need to understand it. So what we're seeing is shine laws on a billionaire scale. Shine laws on a billionaire scale. Okay, example. She and Mr. Carter rightfully receive critique for crossing a picket line and host an annual party at the Chateau Marmont Hotel in Los Angeles. to then follow this stunt up with the lyrics on her next album about hard people are working at their 9 to 5. That is hilariously horrific. They're billionaires. Yeah, so me know they cross the picket line with the people them a fight for, then come out and I sing. And I say, oh, entertainers. Again, they're entertainers. How many of us still did our holiday shopping with Amazon despite the fact that their unionized workers were on strike? And that must say the little things that we do affect the people and run out all around us, you know. All of the things that what we do affect everything around us. All right? Okay. Power does not corrupt, it clarifies. With power comes larger ripple effects to any decision. That's true. What I always say, Donald Trump is a real estate mogul. This man buys, sell buildings. So if you depend on a piece of land where you want and you want to put up film 10-star hotel there, so trust me, you have to go move. Yeah, me I say? Don't think so them are gonna say, well, you know, these people's been living there for years and so them entitled to live them life there. So no. Power does not corrupt, it clarifies. With power comes large ripple effects to any decision. We on the ground within the masses, are we making different decisions? Why do we think we would magically have different, more liberatory ideals with more money? Especially when more money means far greater personal consequences should you align with anything truly radical. That's true. That's true. Because it comes down to your pocket. The mythical black artist, this powerful platform, extraordinarily gifted artist we crave to glean hope from, is not an artist at all. Art is only the shape of the vehicle. The stage only serves as a mean of distribution. The person, the people we yearn for are revolutionaries, and we know these people on stage awarded and applauded by the Academy never bite in the hand that feed them, and in fact crave the applause. We know they're not that. We pine and clamor and long for revolutionaries who are powerful enough to become who they are: authors, speakers, musicians, playwrights, civil leaders, chefs, etc. We want powerful revolutionaries. And it's true, we need people with sense to be upfront. Not just people with sense, people will understand that we need to change it. I tell us that once you look on the past and look on the future, there's no difference. Unless we change it, we are the only difference within the past and the future. How how we create our future and what we want it to be. How we create the future and what we want it to be. That are the only change is gonna be. That's why I said just educating the kids them, right? Giving them the knowledge so them can understand certain things for themselves. I give them the power so them can have confidence within themselves. No power, no confidence, then we are failure. So why do we accept powerful black capitalists who, having become artists, cosplay as radical? I cannot understand why we accept that. Nina Simone was not radical because of the art she produced. She was radical because of the life that she lived and the art that she produced reflected the life that she lived. It is only natural for the art that an artist produce, and I'm saying this also as an artist, the art that I produce, the art that he, she, me produces, okay, it reflects the life that you're living. Nina Simone was a radical because she chose to be, and then she produced radical art. So the mythical black artist that we're longing for, the one who speaks truth to power, the one who names the time with intrepid, bloody realness. What are we looking for? Is a revolutionary who happens to be an artist. And what we have settled for are black capitalists cause playing as revolutionaries to sell you things. It's insidious. There's not a better word for that. Insidious. Yeah, I think them have one DJ name, son. Insidious. I don't know. There's not a better word for that. And what is so interesting to me, especially about the Carters, about Kendrick Lamar, about Megan Thee Stallion, and those being groomed to take the Motown baton, those who dream of being in the executive suits and offer us an analysis of their hypocrisy, where the material radicalism should be as some consolation prize. What is interesting to me is how much they poise, they pose it, they position. I think it's okay. Position themselves to be right beside, just adjacent to radicalism, adjacent, just adjacent to radicalism. People, may I tell us enough big words may I get for, for learn and for understand. Okay. The one kind of love from the people that is truly unconditional, truly legendary, is the love of a people towards their dead freedom fighters. What a hollow love it is when they are alive because they push us, the people outside our comfort zones. But once they are shot to death, decayed in dungeons for decades, medicated for demons, we politely turned our gaze from until they cannot play piano anymore. Once they are dead and gone, oh, how we love them. Bob Marley. Well, I don't know. Everybody love Bob Marley. Cause me hear them a cuss Bob Marley. What do you say? Bob Marley win Grammy. Them pissed off with Bob Marley and said Bob Marley win Grammy and Bob Marley not supposed to win no Grammy because Bob Marley is not alive to win Grammy. But the fact of the matter, it wasn't even Bob Marley who win the Grammy because there was no Bob Marley song on the album. It was different artists on a soundtrack for the Bob Marley movie. And them just put Bob Marley on the cover of the album and them win a Grammy. Now that me tell you, you put a name to a number, same way you can put somebody famous to something and then and that's the outcome. So them of course Bob Marley said Bob Marley win a Grammy. And Bob Marley didn't win a Grammy. So just the fact that people never listen to understand certain things and just say it. And since it has to be sensationalized, who cares if it's true or not? Somebody say it, so it means something. It is my most consistent, most arduous belief that one of the reasons that fake radicalism sells so well is because we actually do not want to pay the cost of true and proper radicalism. It is so much easier to iconize, deify revolutionary once they have died and can't speak for themselves than it is to learn to be like them. That's funny. That's what I'm saying. We're supposed to be like them. We're not supposed to say, well, he was a good person and him dead now. That's it. It tells you the greatness of us, man. The greatness of us, where we ignore the detriment to we, you know. What do you think is detrimental to? It's only detrimental to the people them we ignore the fact of them very existence. And that's us. To take them off that pedestal, to study their blueprint, and to take up that mantle. We like it when true liberatory struggle is chopped up, processed, and then sold back to us in teeny little plastic coated candied pieces because that's what we want. We want to pretend we can buy our liberation and peace. Doesn't that feel so easy? To buy our bodies with the same cotton paper that gleans its value from our labor. Paradoxical, a damn mess. We know that's not the case. We know that's not the case. But damn, those songs are just so catchy. And who's trying to get shot anyways? Ah, black capitalists benefit from revolutionaries. I cannot say that revolutionaries benefit from black capitalists. The charity model is fine and dandy, if not tired. Black folks with money given quietly to families who had members lynched by the police. They are typically the first to turn their backs, keep their pocketbooks tight, and their lyrics passable across race. But when it comes time to struggle, time to die, and the weaponized state infiltrate communities, kidnap people from their homes, shoots them dead in their bed, pick them off one by one. Everyone inspired by Nina Simone. But did you see how she lived? Did you see what they cost that cost her? Everyone wants to be Nina Simone. Don't nobody wanna sing Mississippi Goddamn. I hope the work of your day galvanize you for tomorrow. Or simpler said, peace. Alright, so again this lady, you see the comment section, people comment in our comment section. Again, me tell you, no can go subscribe to this lady on Instagram. That's where I found her. Give out the information already yesterday and today where to find her. And it's GF Speaks Z. So it's GF Speaks Z. Z. And that's where and this came from Professor Griff yesterday when we did I listen to Professor Griff. But tell us it's like the people them, the people them we meet, the people them we connect with, right? So this person said, I hope to sing Mississippi Goddamn. This is such a good read. Been a while since I've been in the comment. I I to people the paradoxical nature of our worship of freedom from the capitals within capitalism is so real child. Do you know how disconcerting it is, how maddening it is to live every day for a birth of a new world and receive a stillborn? Wow, that question seeped into me exactly how it should. Thank you for writing and sharing this piece. Thoughts I had regarding the particular sentiment regarding love for freedom fighters. Love for freedom fighters is a hollow because we do not value the fight for freedom. We value the symbolic end that they have. We do not ourselves define freedom in a tangible, meaningful way so that we can have a love for the journey as we witness the freedom fighter undergoing their end is the only love we can hold space for. Wow, that's deep. This was definitely worth reading. Thank you. Power does not corrupt, it clarifies. Whole essay was powerful, but this line I'm gonna carry with me. I think it's definitely important to not allow ourselves to excuse our or other actions based on corrupting money. It it influences us, but it can't corrupt unless you let it. I'm feeling so many emotions right now. Gonna reread this and annotate. Okay, and that me tell the people, you see, when you do something, the reaction I get from the people and the majority of the people, them, that's a success. Because I'm tell about critics already, critical are go criticize about the things that they can't accomplish. Me can't tell you, oh, you can do this better, but me can do it better. How does that make sense? You must be better than me to able to criticize me. So if you can give me something better than what I have, why would you? That's why I say most of the time when these people listen to these chat, when them do them reactionary videos and stuff, okay. But I'm saying you guys are sitting there criticizing somebody who's doing something, which means you guys are pretty much talking bad about a person to get paid. There's constructive, which means you're creating something for them to look at. That's why I'm saying rather they over here so than the many places. Because when you go many places, for them idea of what it's supposed to be, it's not real. That's why I'm say some of them people are them don't have them agenda already. They don't have their agenda already. As an on again, off again Beyonce fan, I appreciate this reminder of what's actually tea. I had almost forgotten about the slave labor message usage. These artists are reflecting the times, we just don't care for our own reflection. And now this is a bar. We stay avoiding and turning away from our shadow sides individually and socially. It's encouraged, and we seem to barely know how to engage with them otherwise. That's if our days don't start and end with not having enough food to eat. And then black lives are the ones that suffer most as a result. Intention. This, along with the comeback outside by Darius Simpson's essay, make up some of the most electrifying of your essays, and they constantly inspire me to want more for the world and act in order to get us there. I truly appreciate the personal sacrifice you make by putting yourself in public eye this way. It's Mantu, because I am so grateful and forever changed by being able to know to some degree at least the person and creator you are, praying over your happiness and success always. No, I'm not praying. I'm giving her more energy. Then she can take that energy and do whatever she wants with it. And from what you see here, it's always going to be in a positive light. When you said, how many of us still did our holiday shopping with Amazon? This was so on point. Another example, how many of us still don't mask in public spaces to protect those most vulnerable? It clarifies where exactly we have messed up and provide exactly where we need to start towards a better world. I like the passion in your words. The point you bring up forced me to think about why I like the artist I like and I face the facts. I can't sing, but I like to hear a Mississippi goddamn song. My eyes just teared up. I'm telling you yesterday, trust me, that was a tough one for me too. My eyes just teared up in the middle and I haven't cried for months. Thank you. I'm telling you, time emotion lick your people. You have to react to it. Other than tough man, they say them not cry. How comes them ball time and get bun? Huh? It's not wrong for you to have emotions. You just can't be caught up in emotions. Like you can't lie down and cry all day. Say you never get the job. Right? You have to think, say, all right, then somebody else better than me get it and move on. That's how me look upon it, you know. If you find somebody better, why keep two? Go to the betterment. If that's what you want. How you want. Okay, this is a long one. Okay, let me see. I am so happy I came upon this piece thanks to your post. So your post on TT. It is especially relevant after Sunday's halftime show. I think there is absolutely so much to be said for the art that keeps us joyful and motivated. But people forget that it is merely a branch of the tree. We cannot and will not find liberation solely through symbolic messaging and performances. I won't speak on black art and revolutionary specifically because that is not all my place as a white person. I did find myself thinking about Shubhada Sadaqat, Sinead O'Connor. Oh, she changed her name too. And how she chose to use her artistic platform to protest the abuse of the Catholic Church, as well as the whitewashing of Irish genocide and colonization. She was sacrificed by other artists and her audience alike. Later in life, she spoke of how she didn't ruin her career by doing these things. She ruined the career others expected her to have, which was one that involved falling in line and keeping quiet. I see this become more and more relevant as people choose to pledge allegiance to their own comfort over that of liberation. When you discuss taking artists off of the pedestal, AB, so, loot, lie, there's no purpose in upholding the idea of superhuman celebrities. And the same thing with Superman. What's the purpose of we are say Superman and Spider-Man and all of them things there? Those things are not necessary. That's just we taking away from our greatness and giving it to somebody else. When we can't put all of them people up on our shirt, with t-shirt, any one of them people here, they're not gonna buy it. And we are gonna buy it, you know. If you now wear a black empowerment t-shirt to say, right, we are support for we cause, and you walk around with a Spider-Man on your shirt. Are you part of the cause? Are you sure we say for we cause don't mean nothing? Manners and respect, manners and respect. Sharon Campbell, big up yourself. So these are just the comment section of the poem that we read yesterday, right? Because me tell you, say, I like to go into details of our existence. We so important, the very core of our DNA, with DNA is created different for a reason. So we must be different. That's why I say the equal rights and justice for all, right? It doesn't mean say it's equal skills, it's equal talent. It just means that we need the same opportunity where everybody else get. So we prove ourselves how great we are. That's why it's so important for the whole month. May I highlight them. These great people. And this is just a sidebar that somebody seen something. I am highlighting this lady because it needs to be highlighted. When I did the program yesterday, I was introduced to her by Professor Griff, right? And then I went and I did the research. I look up the poem, everything. So I know like some say, yeah, 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 whatever, and go on. I went out and I find the information. Until them I come back with the information. These are the things that I'm talking about. These are the things where we say we can better ourselves with. These are not weapons of mass destruction. These are not uh, um um expensive clothes where we have to wear. No, it's just we changing how we think about ourselves, how we think about each other. One of the biggest things I say is how we talk to each other. How we talk to each other, the frequency we talk to each other. It's not a friendly, endearing conversation we have. We have a war conversation. I hate you and you hate me. And all of them things that is me understanding for myself. Cause I tell you something, I learn about them people as much as you guys are learning too. And the excitement of me learning is the excitement what I would like others to have. Just the fact that Uno can go do the same research and be as excited as I am about these people. Because the life and the existence of these people, right, is so amazing. So when we find out about Nina Simone, I never heard about Nina Simone before. But when everything, it's exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for her and she find me. And this is why I say everybody that I've been doing for the last what 16 days, all of these people, them I am looking and them find me. I am looking for these people and these people just say, okay, here is this information. So when we get the information, then I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna reach out to this lady on Instagram. I told her that I admire the work what she do because I was introduced to her by Professor Griff. I'm gonna say the people I'm gonna introduce are people who are smarter than I am. Me now go say, okay, today I'm going live and I'm gonna introduce somebody who's an idiot and say, okay, then fine. The only thing we can go do and sit down is criticize. And I'm saying it's not about criticizing people. It's for us to understand what's best for us. And us using this information, me tell you say, if you share it with a kid, if you share it with a young kid, me talk about Burkina Faso. Me talk about Abraham Torre. You hear the kids them say it. I want to be like him when I grow up. What does that mean? It means that he might do something that's inspirational to somebody else. And that's how we supposed to be, We're supposed to inspire each other. And it doesn't take money to inspire somebody. It not take money. It not take studies. It doesn't take none of that for you to look at a person and say, look, focus on growing, focus on being a better person. Me say when me a kid, every parents on the road could have drape me up and they never drape me up because it wasn't like that. It was a parents could have said, You're not master, son. We had up on the road so late. Simple as that. More than you say that now, and then bring them old parents, then bring them grandparents to burn down your house. How can we say we want better and we now practice better? That's why I say I love practice, Because anything what you do, you have to practice more than you do it. You have to practice anything you do more than you actually do it. A singer on stage. How much time then they on stage? Then probably have a concert, one concert a month. Or say, okay, 3 concerts a month. But the practice are everyday practice. Good morning, good afternoon, have a nice day. That's a practice. I talk to my brother and I say, okay, then fine. So if You know what you're supposed to do, and me have to tell you every day what you're supposed to do. You know what you're supposed to do? The example I me use. Okay, fine. Me have to tell you every day if you brush your teeth. Do you know if you brush your teeth every day? Or every day me have to I make you know? Because if you know, you do. If you know it, why do you stop at the red light? Because it red. Just because it red, you stop? Or because you know say you have to stop because it red. Understanding us, Understanding us. Us, me mean an individual person. Understanding yourself to have a conversation. One of the things I'm gonna play is and again, Mr. I can't do that tonight because when you listen to him speak, right, and the understanding that we don't have, how we greet each other, how we support each other. Come tell us that it's to support each other, it's not always monetary, I me say to support each other, it's not always monetary. You know have to pay, you know have to buy, you know have to them little things. I'm gonna tell you say just the fact that them free and people don't do them, show yourself people don't want to do them. That's one of the things we keep on saying. If you not hire somebody to do a job, right? Just because they're getting paid, it doesn't mean that they want to do the job. It don't mean to them want to do the job. It means to them get paid. No, if them want to do the job, the pay is a bonus. I always want to do a good job. That's why I say I never really look on the paycheck. I just look on the paycheck to make sure say the hours when I put in them now rob me feet. So loving the job that you do are the biggest reward. Doing an amazing job where people can admire the job before they know where you get paid. That's the next amazing thing. But when you say, well, me only make $5, so me never care about that job, that's too tough. Why take the job? Why take the job? It's just the pride that we used to have as a race, as a culture. Me not say we don't have it, Me just say it's slim now. I am not saying we don't have the roots and culture. But we just not practice it. We not deem it necessary. I'm telling you, so we no matter where we go, we can't leave that. Them say manners and respect carry out across the world. Right? And me never want to give up I'd never want to give up my manners and respect. No, I'd never want to give up my manners and respect because if you give up your manners and respect, where you got to feet, where you got to replace it. And is it better than where there's nothing better than manners and respect. So if you give up that, where you got to have money? So when your money done, so you are gonna live out where you say there's no way your money are gonna done because you are gonna do everything in your power to keep the money. But money comes and goes. Money comes and goes. And if you only think about the time when you did rich, you not think about no time. Because when you did rich, I just the money did that on your mind. People I'm tell you say, we need to make smart people cool again, We really need to make smart people cool again. Because all of them people when me highlight so far, all of them cool. And even this lady who did the video on the show, she's smart. She have her own thoughts. She's a revolutionary. But I definitely love to hear from her still, Probably have an interview with her and then come drop it on my live. Right? We too great not to appreciate each other. That's all. We are too great a people for us not to appreciate each other. And I wait for somebody else to come give us credit. We have the credit. We already have the credit. We already have the credit. All we have to do is share the credit. Manners are enough. Manners, enough respect. Manners, enough respect. Manners, respect. Manners, enough respect. Manners, respect. Manners, enough respect. But tell them, sir, even me going over the same thing, this is why we practice. Because we could never be perfect at anything. All with the practice. That's why we have to keep our heads up, people. We have to keep our head up. We have to look on the positive side of us. The best side of us. If we want it, it's there, If we want great people, it's right there for us to access. If we want great is within us. It's up to us to access for greatness. It tells you the good people, the good program, them not get like, share, subscribe, them not get the things them that they're supposed to get. But me see good program with 1 million, 2 million, 3 million watch. So as long as the goodness is out there and people are watch it, that's a start. So I thank you for your time, I thank you for your subscription. So you can always comment anything you don't want to talk about, you can drop it. Don't be shy. People, each and every one of us means something to each and every one of us. The moment you look upon it and say, oh, cho, me no mean nothing, you have to take out yourself. You're eliminating yourself from the equation. And each and every one of us is equated into something. The only perfect being are the perfect being will make we. And he wouldn't make we unless him have a reason. No, it's for us to accomplish our mission by being better humans, better people. People, I'm out. We sooner or later. Probably come on with a late night chat. Always more to come. People not just comment, like and comment, like and comment. That's all I'm saying. Like the program, comment on the comment section. And again, I thank you for the subscribers them or not share it with and join the program. Okay, people. Manners, enough respect. Manners, respect.